everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got an exciting matchup on tap. It's the Browns coming in at 5-2, going up against the Colts, who come in at 7-1. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
We're just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they come in riding high. Just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And on the ground they go with a running back. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
5 yards left for the offense. It's second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
The Colts send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. This will be fielded at the 17. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center. And he'll give it here to his running back. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. And here's a look at the starting offense. So we've got a 2nd and 5. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
What's often perceived as a weakness of a 3-4 defense is the defensive line and their ability to stop a run game. But if you have a massive nose tackle or a nose guard who can sit in the middle and eat up double teams, that allows other guys to get to the ball much quicker.
And he's got his man on the out route. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got his man on the comebacker. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterbacks, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker. And on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
Throwing right, and that's complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
That is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
3 yards to go on second down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to be wrapped up and driven down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be taken at the 10. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. At the end of one, 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on...
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Now they try the right side here. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender, but the next wave there to bring him down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
This is taken at about the 14. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And they'll go on the ground. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there, a 22.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll drop to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll look to throw here. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes, just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. More from Cleveland after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They'll get 16 yards there, and it'll give the Colts a 1st down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll come out in the pistol. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Their big tight end in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts are going to jump back in front.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Now the try here for the point after. And that makes it 14-10. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. Oh, spinning away. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Browns really played well last week, but that hasn't always been the case today. The Colts have done a good job upsetting their rhythm, and that shows on the scoreboard. All right, let's roll those moving pictures. Now to the middle of the first. The pass is completed into tight coverage, and that goes as an 18-yard touchdown as they put the first points on the board. Colts with it now early in the second. The pass out of the gun will be completed, and he'll be tackled at their own 48-yard line. Colts now later on the drive. The catch is made after a quick pass, and this will go as a touchdown. We're tied back up at 7. Now to late in the first half. Completion is made across the middle of the field, and the pass and catch will end up going for 26 yards. Staying late in the half. Catch is made after a quick pass, and this play will go for 6. They're now on top by 4. So that'll do it from our EA Sports Studios. Let's get you back up to Cleveland as we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And a look here at the Colts defense. They look good in the first half. They'll be looking to carry that momentum over into half number 2.
Finish a game the way you started it. That's typically the message at halftime when things are going well. You've done everything you're expected to do. How about a little bit more of that in the second half? But be aware they may throw something different at you to begin things.
Yeah, 50% of the equation still left to go.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Out of the gun now on third down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now the Colts defensive unit trots back out there. Coming off that fumble recovery last time, so maybe they come out here with bigger eyes, a little bit more excitement.
No doubt about it, and I would hate to be a guy in the NFL nowadays that has the football in his hands. Because in the old days, you just worried about getting tackled. Now, they're trying to strip the football, create the takeaways, and that's often more embarrassing than getting knocked to the ground.
Have they gotten much better since your playing days at stripping the football?
So far beyond what we used to talk about. Our thing was just securing tackles, and if turnovers were a result of the tackle, that was one thing. But now they want you to secure the tackle, the next guy in, he's working to strip the ball out, creating takeaways, getting it away from the offense is crucial.
And with the big gain, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. But now a first down following that long gain. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
10 yards still left on second down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for the Browns. 54 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll come out in the pistol. They're going to look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns have retaken the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try and open things up in the run game.
He's going to wind up and air it out into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loaded in the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Back back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It's a gain of 20 that time. And it's good enough for an Indianapolis first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end, can be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. What a spin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third manageable with that run.
He'll look to throw. That is caught. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They tried to get the nose of the football across to no avail, and now it's 3rd and goal. And the way that he ran last week has not been duplicated here. What gives, Charles?
I don't know. Maybe it was the big meal he took him for after the game last week. I don't know. Being a little bit facetious here, but I do know that after last week's game, the coaching staff awarded game balls to every starting offensive lineman. They're not playing to the same level this week. I don't know if they're seeing different things on defense that have really fouled things up in their blocking scheme, or if they're just not as sharp. Because right now, he's not finding the creases, can't find the gaps to get through and get upfield.
Well, they held him out on second down, and now here's 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Their big tight end with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Colts have taken the lead here in the 4th.
And touchdown and congratulations and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. The Colts defense, they work their way back onto the field. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think he said a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a 3-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage and maybe an extra step or 2 back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity. I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. He'll look to throw. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Well, it's obvious to me that the big guy is beyond locked in. We saw last week a scintillating performance. We're seeing it again. I think he and his coordinator are in lockstep right now.
Sometimes a tip of the cap to the guys calling the plays here, yeah?
Not just calling the plays, setting the game plan, sitting with him during the week, watching tape as they formulate it. You know, the best ones, they listen to their guy and say, okay, what do you like this week? You like this play? You don't like that play? And that helps them formulate what they're going to do. We always like to talk about defense in terms.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the first down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver's taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
So they're operating in the red zone.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshaped.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. And what a moment we have just witnessed. We have a new all-time passing touchdown leader.
And how fortunate are we to be here to witness this in person, to see someone take their spot at the top of the list, one of the all-time great records in sports.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all, and it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Let's go. Green, 39.
He's back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. Fresh set of downs here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Finding time. He's going to let it fly. And this This is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cleveland, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.